Okay, so this talk is for fans of Twink Stan on Instagram. Uh, Twink Stan had a picture today that came on our feed, and it said, "What do you think?" And I was going to put it down, and then we got sort of carried away. But what I think for Twink Stan is um, he's very talented, and I think he lives at home with his mother. And it's pretty obvious because what my friends, Laurent and King Clancy, said was he had the same problem, or he has the same problem that I had. And what is that? Twink Stan, your mother is buying your clothes for you. Looks like at Old Navy. It's just like Old Navy shorts and an Old Navy green shirt, plain. And the other thing was your haircut. Now, I got hat head, granted, but generally speaking, this is not what I would consider a good haircut, especially if you're a twink, which means you're a young gay man. A young gay man should never have this kind of a haircut. And this is a good haircut in the town I live. The town I live, there isn't even a gay bar. But I used to live in Vancouver, Canada, which has a thriving gay community. And if Twink Stan, you're watching this and you're looking for the ultimate gay haircut, you need to go to Davie Village, which is the gay part of Vancouver, and ask around. You're looking for a hairstylist named Christopher with a K. Christopher with a K will give you an unbelievably awesome, young, vibrant person's haircut. It will be unique to you. It will be awesome. It won't be cheap, but this haircut wasn't cheap, and Christopher's haircut is pretty much the same price. So that's a plug for my friend Christopher in Vancouver. Oh, by the way, just so you know, Christopher in Vancouver blocked me on Messenger because I was calling him out on some faux pas that he did to me many years ago, and he didn't like being called out on his dark. What does it mean if you call someone out on their dark? Well, some of my friends think that I should never call people out on the dark that they've done to me because it happened in the past, and I'm always about being now. And let bygones be bygones. And pretty much I lived with bygones be bygones. But many years later, I was telling Christopher that when he first met me, he was something and then he became something else. And anyway, he didn't want to hear about it, but it was a dark trait. And genuflecting on it, which means doing a Roman Catholic bow before the cross, it's completely irrelevant to me because I don't live in Vancouver anymore, and Christopher never bothered to chat with me via Messenger. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The only point of it all is if you, well, just forget about that whole thing between me and Christopher. But if you are in Vancouver, Twink Stand, go and get a haircut from Christopher with a K because it'll really make you feel wonderful. It's the best haircut I've ever had. And I'm sorry, but Twink Stan, the haircut you have now is on par with the one I've got. It's basically a straight man's shitty haircut. It's dime a dozen, and every barber does them because they can do them fast, and they're not very swift. They're not inspired haircuts. They're just get in the chair, do your haircut, and move on. And the worst thing about most barbers is they don't want to listen to what I want. One barber I brought in a picture, exactly what I wanted of the haircut. And this person didn't do the job. Instead, yap, 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 yap. The first thing they want to do is either them talk about themselves or talk about me. I'm not paying you to talk to me. I'm paying you to cut my hair. And the more you talk, the more you forget that I gave you a picture of the way I want my hair to look. And this is what happens when you have shitty barbers and hairstylists, which 95% of them are shitty. 95% of them don't have any creativity and no inspiration. They're incredibly stupid, but they sure got a big gum flapper and they'll flap their lips and they won't be paying attention to what they're doing. But then at the end of it, they put their hand out and they want the money for the business and they want their tip. So anyway, if you are looking for fashion advice, if you got a lot of money, you can go and spend a lot of money on high-end stuff. But if you're like Christopher and I, you don't have a lot of money to spend on clothes. So primarily what we do is we go to thrift shops and we buy a shitload of very cheap t-shirts. So we can wear a new t-shirt every day. And we might have 300 of these t-shirts. And after we've gone through 300, then we'll take 6 garbage bags to the laundromat and wash all of our t-shirts. Do we iron them? Mine usually are ironed. But if you buy them tight enough, you don't really need to iron them. In the olden days, like 20 years ago, there was a spray you could buy at the store. And it was an anti-wrinkle spray. So you just sprayed your t-shirt and all the wrinkles disappeared. But somebody put that company out of business. And now if you want something to look unwrinkled, you have to iron it. So there's my shout out to Christopher with the K. And that's my shout out also to Twink Stan, who is needing some help with his hair and his wardrobe. Now I got to come up with an LGBT gay name. I'm going to dream really big and come up with a name for you, my LGBT gay name. I've got it. Now, my actor's name is Bobby, so I'm going to change it to Roberta. That's my name, my gas-filled burp, my LGBT name for the purposes of this channel is Roberta. Hi, I'm Roberta. Make sure you subscribe so you get more of my stupid commentaries.